Welcome back. How's it going, Andre?
Going well, man. How about yourself?
I'm about to say, this last month has been a lot. There was a lot of stuff that we did. So we might as well hop right into it, right? So the big one for CSAPers and us as remote people specifically that was really important was RTP Week.
Yeah.
We had a special event hosted by our manager, and, thank you for that. We obviously appreciate it. And the remote people, obviously we have a lot of disparate people, but then a lot of the people from Atlanta flew in as well. And we all got to spend time together. We got to do some charity events. We went to the horse corral. You guys did a lot of work at the horse corral.
Yeah, that was it was fun. It was good.
It was definitely a day in the sun, though.
It was.
It was so funny because I swear so many of the people who were excited, I think they thought we were riding horses, and it's like, no, we're building fences, guys. Like, it was really funny. I loved the escape room, personally, that we did on that same day. I was sweaty and covered in dust, but the escape room still went well. You guys won. Congratulations for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was your favorite part of RTP Week?
Ah, man. Honestly, I think my favorite part, we all went to the bar. I don't remember what day it was. I think it was maybe like the second or third day. And we got to meet all the leaders and just have a chance to hang out with them.
That was at the beer garden. I want to say that was Wednesday. That was a great time. It was so fascinating meeting these really high up professionals, some of which may or may not be watching this. You know who you are. And that was a really fascinating time because I've never done something like that before, especially not schmoozing with such powerful people. But it was really great because especially Miss Railsback. What was her first name?
Say again?
Railsback. She was the head of public sector. Sue Ann?
Yes, Sue Ann.
Sue Ann, because it's not Suzanne, it's Sue Ann, a different name. She was a font of knowledge, and that was stupendous in and of itself. I even used some of her strategies, the following day when all of you guys went back home. I was still there doing lessons, and I used some of her pointers to help out with that, and I think it went really well. So that was fantastic in and of itself.
Oh yeah, she was great, man. A lot of her pointers for how to interact with the customer, very, very helpful. I was even drawn in. I was like, I want to just give her my money right now.
I mean, want to point out, very intense, not aggressive, just intense.
That's intense, yeah. Definitely a great way to put it.
Intense, like you're walking through the zoo and the lion is locking eyes with you, and it's like, I know I'm not in danger,
right?
But it's intense. That was fantastic. That was great.
Oh yeah. Well, really good though. The time at the beer garden, the games and everything that they had back there in the back, all of that was really fun. Enjoyed the time even at corral with helping out with the horses and building the fence. It was all great. I loved it all.
I really enjoyed it. It's really weird because you would think that the escape room would be my favorite part, especially since I'm a games guy. But genuinely, I did find that seeing people in real life for the first time was very, I don't know, because they say that it's important to put faces to names, but I think now in the post-COVID era, I'm realizing that it's not about putting faces to names, it's about putting people to names, And so that was one of the bigger things that I got from this trip, and I really enjoyed that, seeing my cohort and whatnot in real life. So that was really cool. So we had an idea for a topic that we wanted to discuss here, and I think we're going to. CSAP has been incredibly valuable, so much knowledge, the me of today compared to the me of late August, vastly different individual. But I did want to ask you, how do you feel CSAP is preparing you for our actual role when we graduate?
It's a great question. I guess I'll be bold enough to mention here. So as you mentioned, I agree 100%. The CSAP program has been great. A lot of not just information, but how to tie in how a seller should interact with a customer, how to build the relationship, as well as learning about the various products that Cisco has. It's been really good. I love the instructors and everything. But for us, we have been slated specifically to go into software and services. And so the way the curriculum is set up is more so, in my opinion, I believe it's more so set up for a solutions engineer, which is the technical person, and an account manager who knows about all of the projects at about an inch deep, you know? And not to say that anything is wrong with that, but for someone that's going specifically into software and services, it would be nice if there were more modules, more courses, more teachings that we could have focus specifically on that. Especially since we're going to be going into stretch assignments in the upcoming 6 months and everything. So, but that's my take on it.
And I think it's extremely fair because, like, the engineers get their own type of thing. They don't even really do mind tickles, apparently. They have, like, their own, like, curriculum that they're doing. And that's obviously fair because they're very different than an ASR. But at the same time, yeah, I would like to know a little bit more about, like, services and software. Even my mentor is a fantastic individual, and I love talking to Mr. Begg. But at the same time, like, the stuff that I'm learning from him is like really high level enterprise stuff. And I'm like, this is awesome. I don't think I'm gonna be doing this for like 4 years. You know? So I definitely think that CSAP, for me as a person who has never been in like the sales realm, I definitely feel like Cisco CSAP is putting me with the best foot forward compared to what I would have been if I was just hired cold turkey. But at the same time, I do wonder if the curriculum could evolve a little bit over time, maybe not this year, but in the future, if they're going to keep doing this for service and software people. It would be nice to have a more integrated, maybe special curriculum for the service and software people. It might be a nice suggestion.
I agree with that 100%. And even to that end, in all fairness to the software and services department, to my understanding, I believe this is their first time hiring people using the CSAP program, if I remember correctly. So as far as that goes, but with that said, it would have been nice to have some more on the teaching side, but we're here now, we're going to make it work, and it's still going to be great.
That's kind of my point, right? Is that no matter what, it's still going to be great because it's better than what we would have got, which was nothing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So that's fantastic. But let's maybe lighten the mood a little bit. What are you doing for the holidays, man?
Holidays. So, gonna have some family come in. A lot of family. Probably too much family. And it's gonna be nice though. I'm excited because we have our shutdown here at Cisco. At first, I thought my recruiter, when she originally told me about it, she was, just kind of
pulling your leg.
Yeah, I didn't. But apparently, Cisco shuts down for almost 2 weeks towards the end of December. So I get the whole Christmas week off and some days after New Year's off. Like, that's unheard of. I've never had that at any company I work for. And I've been at some big companies, but I'm excited.
It's incredible that we get this offer to begin with. And then the fact that, once again, because I've worked like dozens of jobs in my life, most of them little rinky-dink stuff. But that was always one of the things that kind of irked me, was that a lot of the jobs that I had, I couldn't really spend time with my family on the holidays, which is the time you're supposed to be doing that, It would be the sort of thing where it's like I would be working until noon on Christmas and then I could go to like dinner or something like that. And so, yeah, the extra time that Cisco is giving us, like, huge kudos and like great appreciation for that. Myself, I'm going to be heading back to New England to spend time with some of my fam. And then we're coming right back here for the actual Christmas week. We're going to have a great time. We're going to be going out for New Year's. I hope I won't get sick again for like the 4th time in a row. But it would be great if that didn't happen. But yeah.
Awesome.
So speaking of which, actually, speaking of family, I did kind of want to wrap this up with a little ditty that happened to me recently. This job has been incredible. It's been an incredible opportunity, and it's allowed me to make decisions and life choices that I wouldn't have had access to otherwise, at least not for like another 4 or 5 years. And so one of those things is that my grandmother wanted to sell my late grandfather's antique car collection. Most of them are already gone, but one of them was really significant to me in my childhood, and because of this job that I have, I was able to buy it from her. So this is the car.
So awesome.
Yeah.
All right, hold up a little higher.
I don't want to start clipping, so I'm trying to like this. How's that?
That's perfect, man. That's awesome.
Now, funny little anecdote, and we could probably wrap up on this. this is technically my first car. Because every car I've owned prior to this has always been like 50-50 with my parents. And this is the only one I've ever owned that's just me on the title. So that's pretty cool.
That is cool. And that's it's a cool car, man, with obvious sentimental value. So congratulations to you on that, man. Very happy.
For anybody who's interested, it's a 1950s MG. Just throwing that out there. All right, coolio. Well, that's a month. Next time we come back, we will be... So actually, now that I think about it, the podcast would be during shutdown. So I guess we will be coming back post-shutdown in the new year.
There it is.
That's crazy. Next time you and I meet up for one of these, the number at the end of the year is going to be incremented. That's crazy.
I know, man. It's crazy how fast this whole process is gone already. It's unreal, but it's been good, man.
So, with that being said, see you then.
Have a good one, guys.